All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Maximizing the value of Acronis, maximizing the value of Acronis Cyber Protect. And just to lay a background on Acronis. So Acronis is a cyber protect solution, and also they are the OEMs, while Tranta IT is the distributor in Nigeria. And this is just one of those webinars that we'll be hosting in the this quarter. And so far we have over 19 MSP that have signed up as Acronis partners, and this has actually added values in terms of opportunity that have been brought in over the few months that we commenced our relationship with Acronis and the business itself. And also it has really brought in financial revenue, and also it has grown the businesses of our MSP. And so the objective of this Acronis Acronis and Cyber Protect webinar is for us to be able to sensitize our MSP as regards the opportunity you can get from Acronis, and how you can also push these opportunities and this business opportunity to their clients, and also at the end of the day generate more revenue. And so for this webinar, we have list of our Acronis Acronis representative here, and these the names are Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the cloud service advisor for Acronis, while Irene Odili is the solution engineer for Acronis. So just to give you a brief of what you will be expecting in this webinar, we're going to have a presentation, and also important of maximizing the value of Acronis Cyber Protect, understanding the full range of features and capability of Acronis Cyber Protect, an overview of the key features, benefits of Acronis, and integrating Acronis Cyber Protect into business operations, and many more. So these are the things that we will be getting in this webinar. Also joining us in this webinar is my colleague, also Taiwo, who is a solution sales manager for Tranta IT, and she will be handling the use cases of Acronis solution. And at the end of the day, we'll come back to Q&A, right? So we'll be expected to use the chat box while the presentation is ongoing. And so I would want us to also indicate, you can also use you can indicate if you needed to ask a question, or you use the chat box. Once you use the chat box, we can assure you that all your Q&A, all your questions will be treated as when due. So I would want to introduce Elizabeth to share our slides so that we can proceed.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry. So I want to first say thank you all for taking your time out of your busy schedule to join this call. So like what Henry mentioned, I'm Elizabeth Ogoyemi, Cloud Service Advisor, and I am responsible for the partnership opportunities in Nigeria. So I will be discussing on the topic, maximizing the value of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. So moving forward, here is the agenda for today. So first we'll go into an overview of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, then understand the capabilities and also some of the benefits. Then we'll talk about revenue and profitability with Acronis, then see some use cases of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. So I know we already did like a quick introduction about Acronis. I just want to add more to that. So yeah, Acronis is a cyber protection company. So we offer data protection and cybersecurity. So we used to be known for a backup company until 2008, where we invested heavily in cybersecurity. So we have a dual headquarter in Switzerland and in Singapore. We, in terms of scale and growth, we have more than 50,000 plus partners. So we do more for a channel partner program in Acronis. For global local presence, we are located in 150 plus countries. Currently we have 44 data centers right now, and Acronis has created 2 data centers in Africa, one in Lagos, Nigeria, and another one in South Africa. So here we have Atlanta IT representing Acronis in Nigeria as one of our distributors. So that's just a quick brief introduction about Acronis. Moving forward, we'll be seeing an overview of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. So what is Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud? Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud is a solution that has multiple capabilities. It's a solution that can enable you deliver customers complete peace of mind. It's a comprehensive and simple endpoint management toolkit. So when we say comprehensive, it has everything inside of it. So the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud is the only solution that has an integration of cybersecurity, data protection, management with essential cyber protection. So it enables you to stop more cyber threat for clients with fewer resources. So this particular solution is designed for service providers, to help them easily boost up their businesses, to have like a recurring revenue. So there are different areas in which you can do business with Acronis, starting from the three features that we have. So the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, you can see it from 2 perspectives, from the backup side and the security side. So imagine you have customers, that has fewer resources, and you're planning to sell backup to them, and also antivirus to them, and antivirus and anti-malware protection. So it's giving you that opportunity to, still sell to smaller SMEs because of the integration of antivirus and anti-malware protection. So for unlike other OEMs, product out there, if you're buying backup, it has to be backup. If you want to use antivirus and anti-malware functionality, you're buying a different license to that. But in Acronis, it's quite different. This is like an add-on to the backup. And aside being an add-on to the backup, we're also giving our partners the opportunity to sell this particular service to their clients. So these are business opportunities that Acronis is offering to their MSPs. Same for management features. It's saving you the cost to invest in other products, maybe for monitoring, the likes of onboarding. It's saving you all of those costs as well. And another area is disaster recovery. You know how disaster recovery is, highly demanded from organizations. Right now, government made it mandatory for all financial sectors to, have disaster recovery in place. So this is another angle, as you being a partner can come in, right? You can offer disaster recovery to these organizations, that depends heavily on critical infrastructures, that want to have immediate data availability, business continuity, because this is what the disaster recovery does. And all of these things you see are under one single solution. So it's saving you the cost to invest in different solutions. You want to use disaster recovery, you're getting another cost. You want to do cybersecurity, you're getting another cost. You want to do backup, you're getting another cost. No. So isn't this amazing? So all of these are embedded in one solution. So let's see some of the benefits of using the functionalities. Aside the business opportunities that Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud has, it will also give you an AI-powered integration of data protection and cybersecurity, which includes, prevention, detection, response, and recovery. Now, since it offers a wide range of protection features such as anti-malware, backup, disaster recovery, vulnerability assessment, and so on and so forth. So using all of these features can provide comprehensive protection against various cyber threats. And aside that, you have an enhanced visibility as well. So another benefit is that for service provider, it will help you sell more cyber protection service and get more margin. We'll understand this in the next slides. So it will also help you reduce expenses by using a single tool for daily tasks. I talked about where we have the management features included in it. You use a single tool for onboarding, monitoring, and also management, and it will help you reduce churn. When your customers are satisfied with the solution, with the product, they will keep coming back for more. It will as well help you boost your monthly recurring revenue and help you cut protection costs by up to 50%. So I'm going to do a real life example of what I meant by helping you cut cost up to 50%. So this particular slide I'll be showing will focus on Acronis revenue and profitability. So I'll be using a real life example of a partner's inquiry about the profitability of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. So this is a business analysis that was conducted based on the partner's inputs to assess their current solution situation and also compare it to their potential profitability after migrating to Acronis. So based on the inputs the partner gave, it has 20 workstation, 10 servers, 20 virtual machines, no Microsoft seats. So here, this particular slide is the actual revenue the partner generated over time. So this shows a number where the partner is and where the partner was and where he is as of today down the line. So this is what we say seeing is believing. I believe it's getting exciting. So this particular one is showing like the increased profit over time. So the slide showing the partner's increased profit over time, it shows the partner's projection for 6 months based on the provided 6 quarters based on the provided input. So you can see the increase in profit with Acronis where they were before joining Acronis. And for new partners, you also see the increase with Acronis versus where the partner will be with the status quo. So the partner was able to achieve 90% more profit over the next 6 months. That's a lot. And here, this is showing the cost savings that the partner had. So they were able to save about 58%, after migrating to Acronis. So bringing it all together, they had a cost savings of $13,400 with an additional revenue of $1,206 and an increased profit of $3,522. So aside what I showed you, there are also other business areas where you can also, take advantage of, like the likes of disaster, data loss prevention. So if you are focused on industries that fall into the financial sectors, healthcare, oil and gas, tech companies, etc., even logistics and so on and so forth, you can also offer data loss prevention to them. So what I showed is just, backup. This is another angle. Data loss prevention, which is used for to prevent data leakage, companies that handle sensitive information like credit card details, CVV codes, and so on and so forth. So they can use this to restrict who and who can send a particular information out of an organization, right? This particular solution is not oversaturated because there's a high demand of data loss prevention from organizations, but few MSPs are currently offering this kind of service. So this is another area that you can, go into. This is another angle you can go into. And aside that, we also offer protection for Microsoft 365. So for partners that that has partnership maybe with Microsoft, or you're selling M365 licenses, so you can simply increase your revenue, your recurring revenue as well with our backup for M365. We do backup for Exchange, OneDrive, SharePoint, Microsoft Teams, including core protection, with unlimited cloud storage. So that is the business opportunity for Microsoft 365, because you won't be paying for the storage, we'll be charging you based on the number of seats. We're also going to be doing, I'll also be giving a real life example for Microsoft 365. So aside the opportunities, there are quite a lot you can do with the Microsoft 365. You can search for email content in backup. It has flexible recovery. You can review email content. Let's say someone leaves an organization and you want to get the information from one mailbox to another mailbox. You can actually do that with the Microsoft 365. So aside watch the increased profit you're going to get, you're also going to be getting the product value, like the functionalities, the capabilities of what the solution will be doing for you and for your customers as well. Then we offer email security. This also boils down to those of us that are selling Microsoft licensing. You can also bundle the email security with your current solution. You can include this as an add-on to it. We all know our email is the #1 threat vector, how people get phishing alerts and stuff. So you can include the email security into your current offering and sell as a one-off solution to your client. So what the email security does typically, it's used to detect and block any kind of threat before getting to its end user. It has the capability of catching the stopping stops like impersonation, business email compromise, even advanced persistent threats. So it has a multiple layer approach. And so I mentioned I was going to be, I would do like another real life example. So this particular one is on Microsoft 365 seats. That's backup for M365. So this particular partner has 60 Microsoft seats. So over time, this will be is increased profits, about 98% more profit over time. And then here is showing the cost savings. The partner will be able to save up to 60%. He will have a cost savings of up to 3,840 USD down the line. Yeah, so overall, using the features and capabilities of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud can, provide many benefits, business opportunities for you as an MSP. And aside that, it will also help you cut costs down, eliminate complexities, so this is what the having, maximizing the value of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud will actually do for you. Yeah, it's just an example of cross-sell opportunities and bundles. So for instance, like I mentioned, you're offering Microsoft 365, you can bundle with backup, or you're offering Google Workspace, you can also bundle with our backup. You can, include it as an add-on. If you want to just, maybe if it's a desktop, you can bundle with the backup, malware protection, and file sync and share. Same for server, you can also include disaster recovery as well. And here are some standalone protection bundles. So this is just typically an example. So yeah, we shouldn't forget, integrating the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud into business operations. How do we leverage this? The Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud is a comprehensive cybersecurity solution that can help businesses improve their operations in several ways. And here are some examples. So it offers advanced data protection and management features. Businesses can use the solution to automate backup, secure data storage, recover lost or stolen data quickly to ensure that critical business data is always available and secured. And it is also designed to, comply with industry standards, regulations, because businesses can use the solution to ensure compliance like GDPR, HIPAA, and other data protection regulation. So in summary, leveraging the capabilities of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud will not only give you business opportunity, but also help businesses improve their operations in several ways, including enhancing cybersecurity, enabling reliable backup, disaster recovery, facilitating collaborations, and so on and so forth. So I want to show like some top use cases of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, how this, has, helped businesses grow. So there are many examples of businesses that have successfully integrated Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud into their operations. And here are a few examples. For healthcare, so one example is the healthcare organization that needed to protect patient data and maintain uptime in the event of outage. Maybe a disaster happened. So they implemented Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud to back up their critical systems and data, as well as to provide disaster recovery capabilities. This is backup and disaster recovery in one. So this allowed them to quickly restore systems and data in the event of disaster. So the disaster could be power outage, network failure, or maybe fire outbreak. So it helps them to recover data in the event of disaster, minimizing downtime and also ensuring that patients' data are protected. Then another example is the financial service company that needed to improve its cybersecurity posture. So they implemented Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud to provide anti-malware, vulnerability assessment, capabilities. So this allowed them to reduce the risk of cyber attack and protect sensitive financial data from threats. And we also have another example, the Legal and Marketing Agency. So they implemented Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud to provide secured file sync and share capabilities. You could see that there are different areas you can come in using maximizing the value of Acronis. So it's enabled the team members to access and share files securely from anywhere. So this allowed them to streamline their workflow and improve productivity, because the file sync and share has an extra security protocol on top of it. It works like SharePoint. Then the IT sector, that's the last example, right? So they needed it to scale its infrastructure to meet the demand of its expanding operations. So they implemented scalable backup, disaster recovery, cybersecurity. And there are also other industry areas that Acronis has also, been implemented successfully and has also helped business operation grow. So in summary, it's the solution is for all size, all business size. Industries can benefit from integrating Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud into their operation. So if you are focused on any of this industry, you can offer the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, bundle with your current service, and sell as a one-off solution to your customers. Are you looking at oil and gas firm? You can still offer, because most of this oil and gas sector, they rely heavily on cybersecurity and also data to make decisions. So you have all of this functionality in one solution, that can help give a comprehensive functionality and capability. And so moving forward, we'll be doing like a live demo. So I'll leave this part for my colleague to handle. She's a solution engineer from Acronis. Her name is Irene Odili. Over to you, Irene. You can take it up from here.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to have you here with us on this webinar. So I would just be, Elizabeth, can you unshare so that I can start sharing? So I'll be taking you through the console. That's the Cyber Protect Cloud console, which Elizabeth has just talked about extensively, both from a partner perspective and also from a customer perspective, so that you can see how all the beautiful things Elizabeth has talked about, how they are all implemented, right? So I think you can see my screen. Please continue. Okay, there's a question and answer. Okay. Henry, there's a question. Can you please take a look at that? Okay, so like I was saying, so what you're seeing on the screen currently is the partner portal. I know we have both existing and new partners here. So for existing partners, I'm sure you're familiar with this interface already. If you have any questions, if there's anything you're confused about, please feel free to ask, and I'll explain it further for you. So as a partner, most especially for the new guys, right? So when you're coming in, this is basically going to be your work tool. This is where you're going to be looking after, you're going to be provisioning, you're going to be managing your customers from, right? So it's called the Cloud Console, and you can access it via the internet, just using the URL, basically, right? Now, from the partner perspective, we have quite a number of things that you can do from this point, but I'll just point out the ones that I feel that are more important right now. Firstly, one of the first things that you should be able to do as a partner, right, is of course onboarding new customers. So I'm sure you want to know. So when I go to sell to my customers, how do I then offer that service, right, to them, right? So it's really simple and straightforward. You just come here. You don't need to buy any license. You don't need to install any license. All you just need to do is come to your console, click on new. When you click on new, as you can see, we have different options. You have customer, folder, partner, user. And for now, we'll just focus on the customer part. So once you go to customer, it brings up this kind of like a form where you can input the customer's information, right? So you can just go ahead to input the customer's information. I'm just going to be using a fictitious company, right? Now you can choose, depending on where you are, the sales level that you are with your customer. So if you're in a situation where the customer is saying, well, we've had your presentation, but we want to test the product, right? You can always provision a trial mode, right, for the customer here. So because this trial mode means that the customer would have access to the product for a specific period of time where they can test it, play around with it and see if it's something that they would like to purchase, right? Otherwise, if it's a point where you've already sold to the customer, you can then go ahead and select production mode, right? So we have two different managed provider modes. So the self-service is usually used for customers that would rather prefer to manage their own infrastructure by themselves. We see that a lot with maybe big customers, established companies that have a fully functional IT departments, right? So they just say, yes, we like the product, we're good with it. Just help us set up our tenants. Our IT guys internally can do the management. We don't need you to manage it for us. That's where self-service comes in. Once you provision a customer as self-service, you as the partner or as the service provider in this situation, you would not be able to have access to that customer's tenants anymore, right? It's only the customer that would have access to their tenants. So except in situations where the customer gives you specific access or creates a particular login account for you, right, you would not be able to access the tenant. The second option is the managed by service provider, which is basically what we expect most guys to be doing, where you're actually managing the customer by yourself. So this is where most MSSPs, right, fall under. So this is where you are responsible for the customer end to end. So anything the customer wants to turn on the port, they call you. They want to activate a new device, they call you, right? So that's where managed by service provider falling. Usually we see this in category of customers that are maybe small, medium scale customers. They do not have a fully functional IT department, or they don't even have an IT department at all, right? So, and then they are worried about, oh, well, I don't have guys, internally to manage this. Doesn't mean that I have to employ somebody if I go ahead with this your solution, right? This you can just assure them, and ask them to relax and say, don't worry, we'll manage it on your behalf. So that's where this happens. From a security perspective, we have what we refer to as the two-factor authentication, right? Which is basically de facto right now. There's typically any application or any tool, IT tool that you're using right now that you would not have two-factor authentication enabled for security purposes. In addition to two-factor authentication, we also have the enhanced security mode, which is an additional layer of security on your backups. So this enhanced security mode is specifically for backup files, right? Basically allowing us to encrypt your backup files so that it is not what's it called? Not just anybody would have access to the backup file. So just providing that extra protection on your backup file so that when anybody comes in contact with your backup files, right, they cannot do anything with it. So moving forward, you can then go ahead to create an admin. I'm just going to call the just for the sake of this webinar. So you can go ahead to create the admin, yeah. And select which kind of company contact the admin is. And then the next stage is actually very critical. This is where you provision the service that the customer is buying. So if a customer comes to you and says, "Oh, I've heard about all you talked about the Acronis Cyber Cloud, but I'm only interested in maybe the advanced backup or just the advanced management, right?" All you
Hey, apologies, please. She's going to put up her slide shortly. I think she had a little few seconds. Yeah, she will put up her slide. So just a reminder, kindly drop your questions on the chat box. Yes, Mr. Majid, she's going to put up her slide shortly, right? Thank you very much.
Hello, can you hear me?
Welcome back, Irene. Yes,
Oh.
we lost you there.
Yeah, sorry. I would think it was my internet. Let me just go back and share. Okay, thank you very much. Apologies for that.
Yeah, no problems. We lost
Yeah.
the slide. Okay, great. We're back
Okay.
on.
So I was talking about the fact that once you sign up as a customer, automatically, because of our one license policy, you have access to all this the services basically offered under the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud umbrella, right? And your customers really by extension also have access to that. So, but at this point in time, when that's why when you're provisioning your customer, it is imperative that you actually take out time, right, to only enable the services that customer is interested in at that point in time. The best part of it is that if a customer comes and says, "Oh, initially they bought backup, and then like 6 months down the line, they come and say, "Oh, we've enjoyed the solution so far. We would also like to do security." Now, the best part of it is that all you just need to do, just the way with a click of the button, you can just come and enable it. It doesn't take anything. You don't need to start running up and down looking for, oh, where can I get the license or security? Who do I need to talk to? All you need to do is just come to your Cyber Protect Cloud Console platform, and then you enable that functionality for the customer, right? And it's always, advisable that people take time to do this, because mostly as partners, so that you protect yourself against customers just using the other services, even though they don't need it anyhow, which, if not kept properly managed, can actually incur more costs for you and the customer, right? So once you have enabled the protection, the services that the customer wants, another thing you can also look at is the payment billing mode, right? We have two billing modes. You can either be billed per workload or per gigabyte, right? And this is actually usually based on what services the customer is purchasing. So moving on ahead, we also offer services like file sync and share if your customer is subscribed to it. Also physical data shipping, which is also what we offer, right, to customers, right? And then from then on, the next step would now be to provision the quota. So what I mean by quota in this situation is your customer comes and says, okay, yes, I want to do backup, right? And I have 10 devices internally, right? This is where you come and set that quota, right? For how many devices the customer has. So if your customer says, oh, I have 5 laptops, I have 2 servers, I have 3 virtual machines, right? You just come here and input that information, right, for the customer based on how many the different kind of workloads that the customer have. As you can see, we have quite a number of them listed here. We have storages. If it's from an Office 365 perspective, customer comes and says, oh, I have 300 Office 365 seats, right? This is where you can come and input that. Google Workspace, I have 5 websites that I would like to host and all. You can actually take your time to input all of this. And like I said, also, we usually encourage partners to actually take their time to do all of this. Like I mentioned earlier, just for the sake of the fact that it is to be able to better manage the customer and also the pricing to that customer. So the next step will just be to click done. And when you click done, automatically your customer will be listed among this list of customers. So when you click on clients, right, the clients tab actually shows you all the customers that you have provisioned within your organization. So this particular tenant we are looking at, right, the partner name is Jupyter Cloud Solution, as you can see here. And under Jupyter Cloud Solution, we have quite a number of customers. So this customer is actually doing a lot of business, within Acronis, right? Has quite a lot of customers provision. Now, I just want to show you. Now, if you see this, right, this customers that are listed as no access, no access, no access. What this means is that customer was actually provisioned under the self-service mode. Remember, we talked about the self-service mode, right? For customers that have fully functional IT departments and would rather manage the infrastructure by themselves, right? So that's where that's basically who these guys are. So moving on, the next thing I also like to point out is integrations, right? So one thing we would like to do really in Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud really was built first and foremost with collaboration, open source, and automation in mind. And we have realized that one of the best ways to implement automation really is to allow for integration of our cloud platform with other tools and other solutions. So we have quite a number of tools that we have integrated with, basically making it easier, because we typically believe in the one console analogy. One console meaning that you can manage all your solutions from a single pane of glass, right? So based on that, we have actually also created affiliations with other products so that you can integrate those products into the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud and actually also use them, right, to offer your Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud services. A typical example, first and foremost, would be your RSA and the PSA, RSM and PSA tools, right? We have quite a number of them. RMM in this situation and PSA means remote monitoring and provisioning tools, right? So for customers that are doing maybe large workload, provisioning large number of customers and all the rest, we have actually integrated some of these tools into the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud solution, so as to make all of that what's the word, flexible and easier for you to use. So as you can see, we have quite a number of them. I don't know how many of them. If there's any of them that you're familiar with or that you currently use within your organization, please can you just put in the chat board. I really like to know. Or if there are any RMM tools or PSA tools, that's provisioning tools, that you're using within your organization that are not listed here, please can you just share that? I would really like to know. But like I said, we have quite a number of them. Enable, for example, is a very solid management and monitoring tool, right? So we actually integrate with that. Microsoft Intune, ConnectWise, and the likes. Another one is data destination. When we're backing up using Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, right? The default destination is the Acronis Cloud location, right? We have our own data centers. Currently, we have about 52 data centers globally. We are looking to grow that to about 100 data centers before the end of the year. In Africa, we have 2 of them, and also before the end of the year, we hope to add 1 more in Kenya, right? So we're actually a global organization with data centers across the globe, right? So we are able to take your backups. But in situations where maybe you have customers that will prefer to back up to other data locations, and not just back up to, but even back up from. So for example, they have workload in say AWS or Alibaba Cloud, and they want to back up that workload, we can actually back it up for them. If they have infrastructure, say storage infrastructure, right, in any of these locations too, and they will prefer to back up to those locations, yes, we can do that for them. So basically, what I'm saying is that we can take your work, your data, whatever it is, from your local computer, and then back it up to you in Amazon storage or Amazon cloud, or anywhere, any of these locations, that you would like to back up to. So we have quite a number of them, and this list keeps growing. That's one of the best parts about Acronis. The fact that we're very innovative, we're futuristic, and we grow with time, right? So just to round up this segment, we have quite a number of them. For existing partners, you can take your time, and look through it. If any of your customers raises any issues, or any concerns about the fact that, oh, I have 1 or 2 tools internally, and can it be integrated? You can actually share this with them, let them know, or if they have concerns about any of this, you can let them know that yes, it's possible, right? Now, the next step would be the settings part. Under settings, one thing I would also like us to look at will be branding, right? I know that here we have quite a number of customers that offer other services to their different customers, and they might want to bundle those services with Acronis, any of Acronis service, and sell it as a single solution to a customer. Yes, you can do that. And what makes it easier is the fact that you can actually white label our solution, right, when extending to the customer. So what that means is that when you white label, you can change the name, the logo, everything, the color scheme, and reconfigure or redesign the solution to look like your own, so that when customers are interacting with that solution, what they are seeing would be like a solution, like your own solution. They would not be saying the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, right? So you can do all of that here. Anything as in it's customizable to the smallest details, right? The URL, the support URL, meaning that, oh, if the customer wants to reach out to support, who do they reach out to? By default, you have the Acronis support here. So when a customer clicks on support, they'll be going straight away to Acronis. You might want to change that, and say, okay, no, support request should come to us first. Then if we need to escalate, we escalate to Acronis. You can have all of that configured. Another thing I want us to look at is security. Okay, so from a security perspective, we have quite a number of security functions that we have actually also imputed. I know a lot of people are concerned as to, oh, how secure is this platform? What if somebody goes and log in behind my back? This. So we have different tools that we've actually put in place. First and foremost is what we refer to as login control. So login control ensures that you can only sign into this console from specific IP address. Right. So what that means is that, say for example, typically the only way you can log into this console is through your URL, right? Which means that you can log in from wherever you are. If you are in Japan, you can sign into it. Somebody in Japan can sign into it. Somebody in UK, Ukraine, anywhere, Yugoslavia can sign into it, right? And that can also pose some level of security. So what you can do as an organization, if you want to have that control, is you can actually specify. So you can say, if the organization is using DHCP, you can say, okay, specify an IP address within the organization and say, this IP address would be for this laptop. And the only way we can access this console would be if we're using this laptop. Right? So you can actually specify the IP address. So that means that if anybody wants to have access to this console, first and foremost, the person must be able to log into that. First of all, must have the laptop, right? Then secondly, must be able to log into that laptop before the person can then think about logging into the console, right? So you can do that from here. Another one is what we refer to as two-factor authentication. I was talking about this, of course, this is solid. For every user, you must have, you try to, as much as possible, to have two-factor authentication enabled. Basically, I think that's more of what, before we then go into the customer's premises. I don't know if there are any questions that I can quickly take so that I can address them within this before we go into the customer's tenants. Or what do you think, Taiwo?
Thank you, Irene, for that insightful presentation. So I would want to read out some of these questions that we have here so that you can tweet it accordingly. First here we have from the first presentation, it was stated that during the backup of Office 365 platform, we are not paying for storage. What do you pay during backup? That's the question from
What do you do what? I didn't get that, sorry.
Say, what do we pay for during backup?
Okay.
This question is coming from
Oluwasegun. Okay, I'll take that. So he's asking about the licenses. So the Office 365 is licensed per seat. So for example, if you have like 50 users, 5 terabytes, you will only be billed for the seats through per workload model. So that's why we're saying we're offering our customers unlimited cloud storage. But if you want us to discuss more about the licensing for Office 365, we can set up a call, like a one-to-one call to discuss this. But just have it in mind that it is priced per seat through the per workload model.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth. I hope that answers Mr. Shegun's questions. So going forward, I also have another question here. Where is the cloud solution residing? That's from Irene.
That's Irene.
What happened there was that I sent somebody my login link.
I see. I guess I think I thought as much. Okay, so is asking where is the cloud? Where is your host? That's what he's trying to get from you. Where is the host?
Okay. So we primarily we are hosted from 2 locations. Our offices are in Singapore and in Switzerland, right? So I think this is the best way to explain this thing so that it's clear. Now, the best way to see your Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud solution is to see it as any typical software as a service solution. So when I say software as a service solution, I'm talking maybe something like, what comes to my head? WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a software as a service solution. What other solution? Ty will help me here. Henry, my head is blank. But your typical software as a service solution, that is it. Now, the only time we have infrastructure embedded into that, right, is when we are doing storage. So that would now fall under when you have to do maybe backup or disaster recovery. And that's why we have data centers across the globe, right? But every other solution, aside from the backup and the disaster recovery arm of the solution, every other pack, every other solution under the Acronis Cyber Protector is just your typical software as a service solution. So we have the engine, the solution engine seated somewhere, right? And then you can log in. You have your tenant created for you as the customer, and you can have access to the solution as well as much as you want.
All right, thank you, Irene. So we also have a question from caller Union. She's asking about the licensing. I mean, can it be scaled?
Okay,
That's
yes.
from caller Union.
Yes, it's scalable.
Well, I don't want to use the word scale because scalable means when you say scale means that based on my understanding, I know other IT providers would license such as 10 users, 20 users, 50 users, like that. For us, as
It
many
is flexible.
Exactly, as
It's
many as
flexible.
we don't have bundled licenses, right? If your customer is a one user customer, you go there, you provision the one user for your customer. If your customer is a 500 user customer, you go there, the same platform, you configure 500 users for your customer. It doesn't change the performance. You don't need to buy any extra license. Well, apart from the fact that you have to pay more because you're doing more users, doing more volume, right? The performance is basically the same, right? So regards to licensing, our license is just one license. We have only one license. And that one license can serve one user. It can serve 5,000 users. It can serve 1,000 users. It can serve 100,000, 1 million users. Just that one license. It's already scaled in advance.
All right. So I think that's one of the questions. And he said, "How about the licensing?"
All of it is.
It's the same. I think it's the same question.
I've answered all of it.
Yeah, I guess he's talking about if it is data or per devices. I guess that's what he wants to confirm.
Okay, so yeah, we have. I think I even mentioned this during the demo. We have two licensing model. We have the per workload and per gigabyte. So for per workload, it's more of a number of users, right? And then per gigabyte is based on the storage. So I can see someone mentioned here, I think Mr. Kola said, I mean number of users, for instance, 500, 100, 1,000 etc. Will it affect the pricing and discount? So if you have, it depends, like it varies. So we need to, sit down and see, if you have the cost for 500 users, the cost for 100 users, the cost for 1,000 users. So it varies, but everything still boils down to these two billing modes that I mentioned, which is the per workload. So if you feel you want to use the per workload model, it's more cost effective for you, then it's fine. Or you want to do the per gigabytes, maybe you have, you want to do per gigabyte, like unlimited users, you want to be charged based on the storage used, then it's fine. So this is the reason why we said it's flexible. The pricing is flexible the pricing model is flexible in Acronis. I hope that answers your question.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I think we also have one from Osita. He said, is any legal issue in white labeling of your solution, what label of authorization or approval do the customer need?
We don't have any, I don't think we have any legal issues with that. We already made it open. That's why, as you can see, it's already integrated already, even into the console, right? So you don't need permission from anybody to go ahead and white label the solution, right? Okay, yes, as you can see, there's
Okay,
no.
so go ahead, please.
Yeah, and then you're free to repackage. Like we in fact, that is what we encourage our customers to do. Because like I said, we have quite a, for example, if your customer that already does Office 365 to your clients, right? If you're a partner that does Office 365 to your customers, right? You can add the backup as an extra service and sell it as one function, as one solution to your customer. I know Elizabeth talked about email security, right? You can also add email security on top of that and say, hey, you have your Office 365 emails. I can give you an extra functionality to ensure that your emails are secure, right? In fact, like I said, we encourage people, right, to repackage and to bundle our solutions. We don't have any issues with that. I don't think there are any legal implications.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I guess we've been able to tweet all the questions. Okay, we just have one just coming in. The connectivity in you. Okay.
No, that's Mr. Henry. So there's a question in the question and answer box. So Mr. Kola mentioned how about government agencies and research institutes. So I believe he's referring to how can they provision their solution to them. So for research institute, for example, right, we should be looking at file sync and share, for collaboration. So this will enable their team members access and share files access and share files securely anywhere. So another capability that the file sync and share has is that it is used to notarize a document. So I made a typical example of the legal marketing agency where they use the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud for collaboration. So the research institute can also fall into this category. So you can offer the file sync and share to them. And the file sync and share has quite a lot of capabilities. They can use it to notarize a document, to check if a particular document has been tampered or if it has been modified by a third party. And aside that, it has also given the end customer. You can also offer backup because a research institute, they have a lot of important files and folder that they want to protect that they don't want to lose. So you can offer backup to them as well. So that is a file sync and share that I mentioned, and also backup that you can offer to this particular customer.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth. I would want Irene to proceed with this presentation so that you can keep sending your questions. We're going to tweet all the questions. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to just go ahead to go into the customer's tenant so I can show you what that looks like. Managed service. Apologies, I don't know. My internet is wacky this morning. I'm really hoping it will work better. Come on, baby. Yeah, there we are. So this is what the customer's tenant looks like. So after you have created the tenant like we did, right, from the partner's tenant, once you click on manage customer, this is what you'll be brought to. Now this customer is doing quite a lot of business, right? But I wanted to use this guide to show you guys how I didn't want to use a new tenant. So as you can see from a monitoring perspective, right? The monitoring tab, overview tab rather under monitoring, allows you from a single pane of glass, see everything that's happening within this particular customer's tenant, right? So as you can see, this very first widget here shows you almost everything. How much backup the customer has done today, malware blocked, URL, existing vulnerabilities, and even patches. And our system is built such that you can even drill down. Once you click on this, it takes you straight, right, to the vulnerabilities tab, where you can see further information